Imagine working a full-time job without ever seeing a single dime of that money you worked for. This is the perfect way to describe the struggle of time management for a college baseball player at any division. Being a college baseball player myself at the Division II level, I have a lot of first-hand experience due to living this lifestyle the past 2 years. Through my teammates and my own experiences, I would like to inform you all about this serious issue that we undergo. There are so many different things that college baseball players go through that cause problems for time management. The first one being that baseball is a job, and a lot of guys that I play with at the University of Findlay, including myself, are playing as walk-ons. Basically, this means that we are receiving absolutely no money to play here. There are only limited scholarships that a baseball team receives, so a lot of guys play for nothing but love of the game. This means that we are playing and using a lot of the time that we could be doing schoolwork for baseball. We aren't in the luxury of having some of our school paid for athletically, which means that the little time we have each night is dedicated to schoolwork. A lot of us have to excel in the classroom, not only to look good for resumes, but to get academic scholarships to help pay for our very expensive school. Here is what one fellow University of Findlay walk-on baseball player had to say.
I'm Trevor Anderson. I'm a sophomore baseball player. I'm a PT major. Yeah.
So, Trevor, as a walk-on baseball player, what are some of the struggles that you encounter on a daily basis?
Well, as a walk-on, I definitely don't get any money to come here for sports, so my only money is through academics, so I have to prove myself academically every day, and then prove myself on the baseball field to prove that I belong here. And my major, being a PT major, is very demanding in the classroom, and baseball takes away the time that I need to succeed in class and, get money and keep going here at the university.
All right, well, thanks for your time, Trevor.
Thank you.
Another problem that results from the overall time management standpoint would be financial stress. A lot of us players deal with no time to balance a part-time job on top of schoolwork and our already full-time job of baseball. We don't receive the luxury of having our parents pay for our things anymore, so we have to work our butts off in the summer and try to survive off of that. A couple of us with less demanding majors have landed part-time jobs, but it still adds a lot of stress to schoolwork. And when we say less demanding majors, we aren't meaning easy by any means. All college work is challenging. I'm just comparing our work, criminal justice and education, to, say, the medical field students who I see studying every single night. One of my fellow colleagues at my part-time job happens to be my roommate and a fellow baseball player. Here's what he has to say about holding down a job while balancing baseball and schoolwork.
I'm Andrew Tinger. I'm a sophomore here at the University of Findlay. I'm on the baseball team, and I'm an education major.
So, Andrew, what is your occupation here at the university?
I work in the FRC. I officiate intramural sports. That's through the fall, the winter, and over once we get back from break, and even in spring some.
So, how many hours do you usually work a week?
I work Monday through Thursday, and I work anywhere from 2 to 4 hours a night, usually between 6 and 10ish.
So, how do you manage to balance all that time between spent with baseball, school, and working that job?
Yeah, that's definitely a tough thing to do. You have classes through the morning and even the early afternoon. From classes, we have to go straight to baseball practice. We're there for an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. Get through with that, you have a half hour for homework, then you gotta go eat dinner. After dinner, I gotta go to work. So trying to find time for schoolwork is definitely tough. I usually have to end up staying up later than I would like and have to do that at night to make sure I get it done for the next day. But yeah, having all three of those things on my plate at once, it's a tough thing to do, but it pays off at the end.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, appreciate it.
One huge thing that has resulted from our time management problem is the lack of family and time we get to go home that we actually get. When I say baseball is a full-time job, the normal person would think, 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday. However, this goes beyond that. We work overtime, so to speak. because we are doing baseball related things on most weekends as well. We do a lot of fundraising and volunteer work around our community. Don't get me wrong, it's great and rewarding, but it hurts the times when we could possibly go home. I live with 5 other baseball players, and one is actually 7 hours away from home. He does not get to go home at all until Thanksgiving and Christmas. Here are his thoughts on the aspect of time management with baseball and home.
Hi, I'm Brennan Phillips. I am a health science major and baseball player here at the University of Findlay, and I'm a sophomore.
So Brendan, where are you from?
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Wow. How far is that away from here?
It's about 7 hours, 6 on a good day.
Gotcha. So, being this far away and, baseball taking up almost every weekend, do you find it hard not being able to go home and things like that?
Yeah, it can definitely be hard because, since I'm so far away from home, I only really get to go home on holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas. 'Cause those are the only 2 times really in the year I go home because spring break, we have our Florida trip. So really it's just some of the summer that I go home, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it can definitely be kind of hard.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Brendan.
No problem.
Time management, or better yet, the lack of time that a baseball player at the collegiate level has to do things outside of baseball is a really big problem. As shown by my personal experiences of my own counts and my teammates, this problem isn't something to be taken lightly. Collegiate baseball players across the nation, no matter the division, deal with this daily. It is tough to balance all of these things, but at the same time, it would be even harder to give up the game that people have played their whole lives. Especially the guys across the country who actually receive money for scholarships to play. It is a tough predicament that a lot of guys face all too often. I have seen many dear friends and teammates give it up for most of the reasons that I have provided. My roommate and I have contemplated giving it up several times for better opportunities, from moving back home to having the adequate amount of time to focus on schoolwork and to go out and get better paying part-time jobs off of campus. But it's the love of the game that brings us back, and the aspirations that one day we can work ourselves into scholarship so that time management problem is a little more bearable.